Hey guys, I would say happy Sunday, but today is Sunday. It might be a different day when you watch this. But I wanted to wish y'all a happy summer as we approach the end of spring and summertime. I got a couple of visitors with me. This is Carly. They're both Jaden's dogs, if you will. But Carly, we've had since she was about to be 8, and we got her when she was like 8 weeks old, 10 weeks old. So Jaden's had her since she was in kindergarten, and Jaden's about to start 8th grade this year. And this, Apollo, come here, bud. Come here. And this is Apollo, our adopted dog that we stole from my boyfriend. He basically doesn't ever go home, so this is pretty much his house. But they are a pair. We love them to pieces. So this is who I'm hanging out with today. But I hope you guys are doing well. Today, I'm going to get straight to it and really focus my talk today on the premise of what my mentoring group is about, which is about purpose. I kind of realized that I have this whole concept of getting fit for your purpose, and I never really took too much time to actually talk about why that's so important to me and what I feel about that. So I'm just going to dive right into that. I've expressed this with the ladies who are part of my actual physical mentoring group, and I've expressed to them that, I truly, truly believe there's no doubt in my mind that, we all have a God-given purpose. And in a way, I share that with my students. I always have to be careful with my verbiage that I use when I'm teaching. Can't get too personal and definitely not too spiritual in a classroom setting. But I have shared with all my students that I feel like we all have a purpose. And a lot of times I think regardless of faith background, regardless of spirituality, I think that is something that a lot of people do believe. But me personally, I do believe that God created us to do something amazing on this planet for the time that we're here. And amazing is going to look very different for every single purpose. I love this for so many reasons because, again, I kind of have a unique eye in both worlds of my spirituality, which is Christianity, and then also my academic side of being a sociologist. So they blend together in a lot of ways, which for me, again, it gives me a very I say unique way of being able to view the world. Maybe special is more the way because it's not unique in the sense that other people don't do it, but I'm able to balance both and tie them together. And so I say that to say when I teach sociology, one of the concepts that I teach about is the fact that there's different perspectives. And I think I've done a video on perspective. It's, the way I see something is going to be different, not right or wrong, but different than how somebody else sees it, right? So perspective is how you view something. So one of the core components of sociology is perspective and how we view different things, and then there's these different theories on how we go about to view them. So those of you who've taken my sociology courses know exactly what I'm talking about. And so there's this one theory called functionalist or perspective, if you will, and a functionalist perspective, what it does is it teaches us that everything has a purpose. I'm trying to stay focused because I see Apollo back there smiling. It teaches us that everything has a purpose in society, and that purpose keeps stability happening. Okay, so I say that to say, tie in the spiritual aspect of that. One person's job is not more important or needed than the other person's job. In our society, we like to live everything in a hierarchy sort of way and say this person is and this job is much more important. In a lot of ways, we need every single job, right? And it is what it is, right? So your job specialty, you may not have the most experience as say like a neurosurgeon or, a pilot or, something like that, architect, but that doesn't mean that your purpose isn't necessary on this planet. So all of that being said, I've just kind of set it up for you on what I'm trying to elaborate on today. My hope and my goal for so many people, and I really do have this future goal of being able to speak more and to be able to encourage different people in different groups and, to guest lecture and or consult, however I title that, and to let people know that we really got to find a way. And I say find a way, but there are ways to go about doing this to find what your God-given purpose is. Because if you're not fulfilling your God-given purpose, I can pretty much guarantee you're going to live life not feeling satisfied. I'm fortunate and I'm blessed, and that's one of the reasons that I started this channel and my mentoring group to be able to give, pay it forward and to give information on what I've learned, because I'm blessed to be able to be fulfilling my God-given purpose. And God has taken me further into what my purpose is, which I truly know and believe is helping and mentoring and teaching, all of the things that I've already started to do. I had this amazing discovery about myself within the past few weeks, and I'll spare you all the details on how I got there. And that will probably come up in another video. But I discovered that I'm 100% an empath. So if you Google that, empath, it's like the keyword of the word empathy. And there's a bunch of different characteristics on a person who is an empath and what that embodies. And it's not just being empathetic. It's on a whole different level. It's on a level of really not even needing to like talk to somebody, but actually feeling the pain that somebody's going through. It's kind of hard to describe, because I know if I try to describe it, people are going to say, oh, well, I know someone, they're sensitive. And, and that's part of it. I used to get called sensitive all the time and, all these different things. But ever since I was little, I couldn't walk past the person where I couldn't feel that they were actually going through something. And I'm not talking in a weird kind of psychic sort of way. I'm talking about like the kids that were like sitting by themselves at school and like really didn't have any friends. It bothered me. Like it literally, truly bothered me. And even today at almost 40 years old, I'm still that way. I can walk past somebody and I'm already automatically wondering what's going on, and I can kind of sense that it's something, and 9 times out of 10, I'm usually right. And so it's a level of feeling on just a whole different level. And so a lot of things really came to make sense in my life and the relationships that I've had and how I deal with my relationships and my interactions with people. And the crazy part about it is being an empath, more times than not, if you're an empath, you're introverted. And a lot of my students don't realize this about me. And I've asked them, I usually get like a third of the way through the semester, and I ask them how many of them think I'm extroverted versus introverted. And usually about half of them think I'm extroverted, because when I'm in class, I'm like on and I'm doing my thing and whatever. But in actuality, I'm actually like a very high introverted type person. And if you know anything about introverted and extroverted people, they're misunderstood and misrepresented in so many ways. But it's not, just wanting to be around people and, not liking people. It's introverts are individuals who get their energy in a different way than extroverts. I get my energy by being by myself, by detoxing, by not being around a lot of different people. And then if I am around a lot of people, it drains me on a level that is, it's ridiculous. And then so you time the fact that I'm an empath on top of it, and my emotions are often on high alert. I'm battling both of those. So by the end of the day, I am literally not just physically tired, I'm mentally tired as well. So that's it in a nutshell. I mean, you can Google it and see all the different characteristics of it. And so I feel really amazing knowing that about myself. When you can tap into who you are as a person and own it and know that is who you are, and tie that into the God-given purpose. God created us all so uniquely. It's a beautiful thing. And so that's my encouragement to you today. I feel like I kind of rambled on that one, but to be able to really, it could be something as simple, guys, as taking one of the Myers-Briggs test, or, knowing what your love language is, or just really asking yourself, what would make me the most happy to do? If I could do anything and money wasn't an object, and let me tell you, money is not an object in my world, because as adjuncts, we don't get paid as much as people actually think that we get paid, regardless of the fact that we have a master's degree. So it really isn't about the money. I teach because I truly feel fulfilled, and I love being able to inspire my students and give back to them. So find out what your purpose is. Do some research. Spend some time being selfish and figuring out who you are. And selfish in a good way, not selfish in a bad way to where, it's not about other people, but it's really taking time to understand you. You are the world's expert on yourself. I read that in a journal article, and it's always stood out to me. So that is it for today, guys. I hope you have an amazing summer. You'll hear from me again before I go on vacation for my birthday, which is coming up in a couple weeks. Until then, have a great week or a great weekend, and I will see you on the next video.